Hi. We were learning about tautomerism. So, in the part of learning tautomerism, so today we learn classification of tautomerism. So, how tautomerism is classified? So, this tautomerism is classified into three classes: open chain tautomerism, ring chain tautomerism, valency tautomerism. Open chain tautomerism is also called as ionotropy or prototropy. Okay, so now this open chain tautomerism is again classified into several types. Dyad system, it is also called as 1-2 shift. Triad system, also called as 1-3 shift, and higher shifts. Higher shifts means 1-5 shift, 1-7 shift. These are called the higher shifts. So we will learn all these one by one. See, first of all, we will learn about dyad system. Okay, dyad system. Dyad system is also called as 1-2 shift. For example, uh, uh, this is called as hydrocyanic acid. Okay, so here what happens? So the hydrogen which is attached to this carbon, okay, it will shift from this first atom to the second atom, more electronegative atom. So this is more electronegative atom. So here in dyad system, hydrogen will shift from first atom to the second atom, which is more electronegative. So upon shifting, it forms like this: C N hydrogen. So that means this hydrogen will shift to nitrogen. So due to this, so this type of bonding is formed. So whenever a coordinate covalent bond is present, so donor atom will get a positive charge, and a acceptor atom will get a negative charge on it. Okay, so this is called as hydroisocyanide. This is hydrocyanide. Hydrocyanide, hydroisocyanide, hydroisocyanide. Okay, so that is 1-2 shift means, so the hydrogen which is present on the first atom, so it is shifted to the second atom which is more electronegative. So like this is the first atom, and the first atom hydrogen is attached. So immediately it will shift to the second atom. So due to shifting of hydrogen from first atom to second atom, so a new compound is formed. This compound and this compound, they exist in dynamic equilibrium. Okay, such a type of isomers are said to be tautomers of dyad system. Okay, another example. Another example we will learn. So here hydrogen is involved. This is known as silver nitrate. So in silver nitrate, silver is directly attached to nitrogen. Silver is directly attached to nitrogen. So nitrogen coordinate covalent bond is there. So positive and negative. So what happens? So this silver, it will detach from nitrogen and attach to oxygen. So this is first atom, and this is the second atom. So what happens here? So nitrogen. So here that silver is shifted to oxygen and forms this bond, and a nitrogen. So it will be forming, so like this, with double bond. Nitrogen with double bond, it is like this, and okay, silver nitrate. So silver nitrate also will show tautomerism. The only silver nitrate, it is only the atom, it is only the molecule, so which does not contain hydrogen. So here silver is shifted from first atom to the second atom. In general, in diode system or else in any tautomeric systems, hydrogen will shift. But here this is a peculiar example where silver atom will shift from nitrogen to the more electronegative atom oxygen. So like this. So here diode system means, so the atom will shift from first atom to the second atom. If one atom shifts from first atom to second atom, then such a type of system is said to be diode system. So due to the shifting of this atom from first atom to second atom, a new compound is formed, and this compound and the former compound, these two are the compound which is formed later and the former, these two are in dynamic equilibrium, and these two are said to be tautomers to each other. So such type of isomerism is said to be tautomeric diode system. Right. Next we will learn about a triad system. See, one more thing. Suppose instead of hydrogen, if alkyl group is present, instead of hydrogen, if alkyl group is present, that means alkyl group will shift towards from carbon to nitrogen. Okay, right. So now it is called as alkyl cyanide, alkyl isocyanide, alkyl cyanide and alkyl isocyanide, alkyl isocyanide. See, these two are not they are said to be these two are said to be functional isomers. Okay, these two are said to be functional isomers instead of tautomers. Okay, right. So now we will discuss about triad system. Triad system, it is also called as 1-3 shift. 1-3 shift. So here in this system, the hydrogen atom will it will move from first atom to the third atom. Here hydrogen shifts from atom 1 to third atom. Hydrogen shifts or else hydrogen migrates, shifts or migrates from first atom to third atom. So here third atom is more electronegative atom, and it is multiple bonded atom. More electronegative multiple bonded atom. Okay, so hydrogen will shift or else will migrate from first atom to third atom. So here triad system, so many examples are there. So first one, ketoenol, the most famous type of tautomerism which is related to 1-3 shift is ketoenol tautomerism. So ketoenol tautomerism, see here there is a there is an equilibrium between keto form and enol form. Keto form means maybe aldehyde or ketone. So generally keto form will be like this. Maybe this is called as carbonyl group. Carbonyl group, it is if it is attached to 2 carbon atoms, then it is said to be ketone. If it is attached to only 1 carbon atom, then it is said to be aldehyde. Okay, both aldehyde or ketone, they are said to be keto forms. Okay, So here this is also keto form. Keto form and keto form. See here what happens in this tautomerism. This hydrogen actually sorry. So here the hydrogen which is attached to alpha carbon. See the hydrogen which is, these hydrogens which are attached to alpha carbon, they will leave this this first atom. So actually these are the three hydrogen atoms. This atom, the hydrogen atom which is attached to the first atom, so it will move to this is the first position, second position, and this is the third. Okay, already we have learnt. See X, Y, and Z type of the general formula of tautomerism is G, X, Y, Z. See here G, it will move from X and it will migrate from X to Z. So first atom, second atom, third atom. So due to migration, what happens here? If it is hydrogen, if G is hydrogen, then we call it as prototropy. Already we learnt. Okay, suppose if it is hydrogen, what happens? This hydrogen will shift to Z and a double bond. This pi bond will shift between this Y and X. So there, it forms a double bond between Y and X, and only one single bond is left over between Y and Z, and this hydrogen will shift to this one. So this is the first atom, second atom, third atom. That means hydrogen will move from first atom to third atom. Okay, so such type of shift is said to be 1,3 shift. So famous example for 1,3 shift is keto-enol tautomerism. So in keto-enol tautomerism, what happens? So this is keto form. This is a compound which is in keto form. So due to the migration of this hydrogen atom to oxygen atom, what happens? So here this hydrogen, one of the hydrogen which is attached to the carbon here, it should be sp3 hybridized carbon. Remember, so this is preferably sp3 hybridized carbon. If it is sp3 hybridized carbon, then that hydrogen will move freely. So here this sp3 hydrogen from sp3 hybridized carbon, so which is first place. So here this hydrogen which is attached to this atom is treated as the first atom. So it will not move to the second atom, it will directly move to the third atom. So 1,3 shift, that means from first atom to third atom the hydrogen will shift. So here hydrogen will shift to this atom, and pi bond will shift between these two carbon atoms. Okay, now pi bond will shift between carbon to oxygen, from carbon and oxygen to carbon. Okay, so a single bond is left over here, and this oxygen is attached to hydrogen now. Okay, so here this carbon is having only two hydrogens now. So this is a new compound. So this is having ene, double bond, and ol. OH group is known as ol. Enol. This is enol. Enol. So keto enol. That means this is keto form. This is what? This is keto form. Keto form is converted to enol form. Hence, this type of tautomerism is said to be keto-enol tautomerism. Okay, so this is aldehyde, and even in ketones also it will be the the reaction will be of same type. This is also enol. So from keto compound, enol compound is formed. Okay, so here there exists an equilibrium. Look here, I am drawing this half arrows. One arrow is long arrow and one arrow is short arrow. Why I am writing like this? Why I am drawing like this? because here this long arrow, it indicates that this compound is predominantly found. That means this compound is present in more percentages. See, already we learned that tautomerism, it occurs in the liquids. Okay, see, if I take this liquid, if I take a liquid of this compound, okay, in that liquid even this compound is also present. Okay, so actually this compound will convert into this compound, and this compound will convert into this compound. See, here we have to add little amount of acid, or little amount of base. If you add, what happens? Immediately this one will convert into this one. Very trace amount of acid or base should be added. This one will convert into this one, and this one will convert into this one. So here, out of these two compounds, which compound is present in more amounts? So this compound is present in more amounts. Hence, long arrow is towards this one, and short arrow is towards this one, because this is more stable form. As it is more stable form, what happened? That compound will want to remain in this form only, and this is somewhat less stable. Hence, that compound will exist only very little percentage of this form. Okay, right. So such type of isomerism is known as keto-enol tautomerism. We will learn about keto-enol tautomerism in depth. Okay, so we are learning about triad systems. So in triad system, the first type of triad system is keto-enol tautomerism. Okay, and we will learn some more 1-3 shifts. Some more triad shifts we will learn. Okay, some more examples for this triad system. Nitro, second type of second example for triad system is nitro-acinitro. 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 See, nitro means it will be like this. Nitro, so methyl nitrate, nitromethane. So it is nitro form. Okay, so what happens? This nitro form, the hydrogen which is present on the sp3 carbon. So this is sp3 carbon. Okay, so this hydrogen will move from first atom to the third atom from its place. So this is the first atom, this is the second atom, this is the third atom. So immediately what happens? This this oxygen will receive this hydrogen. Hydrogen will migrate from carbon to oxygen, 1-3 shift. Okay, and here double bond will shift between carbon and nitrogen. Okay, that means a double bond is formed, newly double bond is formed between carbon and hydrogen, carbon and nitrogen, and one of the hydrogen is lost by this carbon, and that hydrogen is gained by oxygen. So as a result of this one, a new compound is formed. So here it is said to be nitro form, and it is said to be acinitro form. Nitro form and acinitro form. See, actually it should be a coordinate covalent bond, and here OH is present, so it is positive and it is negative charge. So nitro form, this is nitro form and this is acinitro form. So here what happens? So which one is predominating? Acinitro form is more stable than the nitro form, hence I'll draw the arrow marks like this. Okay, so nitro and acinitro are examples for triad system. Another type of example for triad system we will learn. Amide imidone. amide immunol. Amide immunol. Immunol, it is also called as imidic acid. It is also called as imidic acid. Imidic acid. Amide. Amide means generally CONH2 group is said to be amide group. This is amide group. Okay, this is called as amide group. Okay. So what happens? This amide is converted into the hydrogen of the hydrogen of nitrogen. Okay, here remember that the hydrogen which is attached to the nitrogen will shift towards oxygen. So first atom, second atom and third atom. So for this hydrogen, this is the first atom, and this second atom, this third atom. So what happens? This hydrogen will shift from first atom to third atom. Hence it is said to be 1,3 shift or else 1,3 migration, and system is said to be triad system. So what happens? As a result of this one, what happens? Amide is converted into immunol. Immunol. See, double bond will shift here between carbon and nitrogen. Double bond is formed, and now only one hydrogen is left over, and this will form ol. Immunol. See, this is called as amine, and this is called as imine. Amine, imine. So here imine is present and ol, immunol. Hence it is known as immunol, or else imidic acid. It is also called as imidic acid. Right. Okay, right. Amide, immunol. This is amide and this is immunol. So here this is predominating. So it is more stable than this one. Okay, right. Now we learn one more example. Some other examples for triad system. Lactam, lactim. Lactam, lactim. Lactam means cyclic amides. Cyclic amides are said to be lactams. For example, amide means CONH2. CONH2. See, actually there should be one hydrogen, two hydrogens, but one hydrogen is replaced by carbon because it is forming a ring-like structure. So this is said to be lactam. Lactam means a ring. Okay, a ring in which one of the carbon is replaced by nitrogen, and its adjacent carbon it is of ketone type. It is of carbonyl group. So that means that carbon is attached to the oxygen by double bond. So such type of compounds are said to be lactams. Okay, lactam is converted into lactim. So im. That means between a nitrogen and a carbon there will be double bond. See, this hydrogen will shift here. Okay, so nitrogen. So single nitrogen is left over, and here this hydrogen will leave the nitrogen and it will migrate to oxygen. So to form ol. And here this double bond, it is shifted to between carbon and nitrogen like this. So this is more stable form than this one. Hence I will draw arrow like this. So this is more stable. Lactim is more stable than lactam. Okay, lactam, lactim. These two are tautomers. What type of tautomers? Triad system tautomers. Okay, right. Next, another example for a triad system. Phenol ketotype. Phenol and ketotype. Phenol means already we know on benzene ring if there is OH group, on benzene ring if there is OH group, then it is said to be phenol. Okay, phenol. So here ene and ol. So E means double bond, ol means OH. So phenol. So if the benzene ring is having OH attached to it, then it is said to be phenol. Okay, ene and ol both are present. This is called as phenyl group. Phenyl. pH means phenyl. Phenyl means this is called as this group is said to be phenyl group. Generally one hydrogen is not present. So C6H5 group is said to be phenyl group. Okay, right. Phenol. See this phenol will convert into it. See this hydrogen. Actually, I will draw another structure. So this is the actual structure. This is what? This is keto form, because carbon it is having double bond with oxygen. So here this is called as keto form. Okay, keto form. And here there are two hydrogen atoms. Here two hydrogen atoms are there. Okay. See what happens. See this hydrogen. See 1, 2, 3. So this hydrogen, the double bond will move here and hydrogen will move here. So what happens? So it forms this one, or else this hydrogen will move here. So double bond will come here and this bond will shift here. So it will one hydrogen it will loses and it will move here somewhere. Okay, so right like this. So what happened? This will convert into this one. Okay, so this is more stable than this one. So this is keto form. This is enol form, phenol. See, look here. Two structures are formed. Two structures are possible. This phenol is in tautomerism with two structures. Okay, what are those two structures? See here opposite. That means between a double bond there are two single bonds. Okay, but here between double bond there is only one single bond. So this is another tautomeric form of phenol. This is one tautomeric form of phenol. This is another tautomeric form of phenol. But these two are less stable forms. These two are less stable form, and this is more stable form, because here there is here it is an aromatic compound. Aromatic compound means the compounds which contain 4n plus 2 pi electrons. The compounds which contain 4n plus 2 pi electrons are said to be aromatic compounds. Here what is N? N means generally it's a number. It may be 0 or 1 or 2 or like that. Okay, which indicates the number of rings in general. So here how many rings are present? Only one ring is there. So that means N value will become 1. Okay, 1. So if N value will become 1, so 4 into 1 plus 2. So how much it will be? 4 into 1, 4 plus 2. So how much? 6 pi electrons. 4n plus 2 pi electrons are present. If 4n plus 2 pi electrons are present, then it is said to be having aromatic nature. So here 4n plus 2 means if there is only one ring, so here n will become 1. So now altogether there are 6 pi electrons. So now we will count. So this is a pi bond having 2 electrons. This is another pi bond having 2 electrons. So here 2 electrons. So how many pi electrons are there? 6 pi electrons are there. So as it is having 6 pi electrons, it is said to be having aromatic nature. So the compound which is aromatic in nature is more stable. So that means it is more stable than this one, because it is not having aromatic nature. It is having anti-aromatic nature. Anti-aromatic nature means 4n pi electrons, if it is having 4n pi electrons, then it is said to be anti-aromatic nature. Anti-aromatic nature, it is least stable form. See, actually, generally organic compounds are classified into three types: aromatic, which is most stable; non-aromatic, they are intermediate stable; and anti-aromatic. Anti-aromatic are least stable form. Okay, so if a compound is not an aromatic or not an anti-aromatic, then it is said to be non-aromatic. Okay, see here, for anti-aromatic there should be 4n plus 2 pi 4n pi electrons. For aromatic, 4n plus 2 pi electrons should be present. Okay, this is called as aromatic. Here it is anti-aromatic. Anti-aromatic compounds are very, very less stable, least stable form. See, now let us see how many rings are there. Only one ring. That means n is equal to 1. So 4 into 1 means 4 pi electrons are present. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 pi electrons are present. So hence it is said to be anti-aromatic. Anti-aromatic compounds are very least stable. So it is an aromatic and this is anti-aromatic. Even this is also anti-aromatic. Hence these two are, they occur in very less percentages. Okay, they occur in very less percentages, and this is present in large amounts. Okay, right. And one more thing, see, this compound will convert into such type of compound very hardly, because this is most stable form. Hence this compound will convert into this compound very hardly. So this compound is either this or this compound. They are present in very minute amounts. Okay, so this is present in large amounts, right? So phenol keto form of tautomerism is an example for a triad system. It's an example for a triad system. See, remember that always aromatic compounds are more stable than non-aromatic, and non-aromatic are more stable than anti-aromatic. Okay, right. Next type of triad system. Example for next type of a triad system is nitroso-oxime type. Nitroso-oxime type. Nitroso-oxime type. Nitroso means NO group. Okay, NO group is present. Okay, see, look here. This nitrogen is attached to some other compound. So nitroso. Okay, and oxime. See, actually, here this is the carbon. 1, 2, 3. So here one hydrogen is present. So what happened? So this is one carbon. This is another carbon, right? So CH3. This is CH and NO. So nitroso form. Nitroso NO group, if it is present, then it is said to be nitroso group. So this is nitroso form of the compound. What happens? This hydrogen will shift from first atom, the second atom, and third atom. So from carbon to this hydrogen migrates from carbon to oxygen. So as a result, what happens? The pi bond between nitrogen and oxygen will turn between nitrogen and carbon. So now there is a formation of a double bond between this carbon and nitrogen, and it forms OH. Okay, this carbon, it is having CH3. This is CH3. This is also CH3. Okay, so now this is called as oxime. Oximes. Okay, so here nitroso is converted into oxime. Remember that in oxime there are two types of oximes: old oximes, keto oximes. See, suppose if it is like this. So if it is like this, then it is said to be oximes. generally the carbon which is attached to this nitrogen by double bond, if it is having, if it is attached to two carbon atoms, then it is said to be ketoxanes. If it is attached to, if it is attached to only one carbon and the other one it is attached to hydrogen, then it is said to be aldoxane. So this is ketoxane and this is aldoxane. So whatever oxime it may be, so oximes, it may be either ketoxane or aldoxane. So they are formed from nitrosome. Okay, nitrosome. If it is hydrogen, suppose if it is hydrogen, then it forms aldoxane. So here in this case, here we used both carbons, both sides we used carbons, hence it is ketoxane. So nitroso and oxime, these two are isomeric to each other. Remember that this oxime form is more stable than nitroso form. Oxime form is more stable than nitroso form. Hence, arrow marks will be written like this. So oxime is more stable than nitroso always. Right. So remember, so these points are very important in exams, in competitive exams. They may ask, so which form of this triad system, either nitroso or oxime form is more stable. So we should able to immediately recall that oxime is more stable than nitroso form. Okay, right. Next type of triad system, next type of the 1,3 shift tautomerism. Example, cyanide, ketimine. Cyanide, ketimine. Cyanide and ketimine are examples for another type of isomerism. Look, as an example we'll see. Cyanide means between carbon and nitrogen there will be triple bond. There will be triple bond between carbon and nitrogen. So what happens? The hydrogen which is present here, the hydrogen which is present on this carbon. So this is one carbon, this is another carbon, this is a third, this is another carbon. Okay. So here on this carbon, hydrogen is how many? 2 hydrogens are present. So here 3 hydrogens are present. So what happens? One of the hydrogen on this carbon will migrate to nitrogen. So first atom, second atom, third atom. So 1,3 shift. So this hydrogen will move towards the nitrogen. Okay. So now and here one of the pi bond will move between 2 carbons now. Okay. So as a result of this, you will find this compound. You will get this compound. Okay. So here 2 double bonds are there. 2 double bonds are there. 2 double bonds, and here this is hydrogen. Okay. Now here this is already we learned that if there is a double bond, if carbon is having 2 double bonds, then it should be 180. It should be 180, but here there is a strain. It is not 180. So that means it is less stable. So this is more stable. Cyanide is more stable form than the ketimine. So this is ketimine, and this is cyanide. Okay, ketimine is less stable. So hence what happens? So this compound will occur predominantly than this carbon. So that means this is present in large amounts. More percentage of this compound is present in the liquid than this compound. Okay, so like this. That means here the formation of this compound is very less. But these two, this one will convert into this one, and this one will convert into this one simultaneously, continuously it happens. But the formation of this one is more when compared to the formation of this one. So cyanide is more stable than ketimine. Okay. Right. Next type of isomerism is imine, enimine, imine, imine, enimine, imine, enimine. Imine means if here in imine means already we have seen that if between carbon and nitrogen, if there is a double bond and this nitrogen is attached to a hydrogen, then it is said to be imine. So this group is said to be imine group. Okay, so imine. See, here two hydrogens are present. Here only one hydrogen is present. So this is imine form. So what happens? This hydrogen will move to this nitrogen and double bond will move here. So as a result of this, what happens? So it's CH3, CH double bond, CH, okay, single bond, NH2 will form. Okay, so in amine, imine. This is called as imine group, and this is enamine. Imine and enamine, these are tautomeric forms of each other. Okay, so like this, this is another example for a triad system. Okay, right. One more thing about this this type of isomerism. Simple esters do not exhibit tautomerism. So we have to remember one point. Simple esters do not exhibit tautomerism. Okay, why? Because due to lack of sufficient acidity to alpha hydrogen. Simple esters means so actually this is ester. So simple esters means it will be like this. So simple esters, in simple esters, this hydrogen cannot move to this oxygen so easily. Hence, it does not form this tautomerism. Simple esters do not show tautomerism because this hydrogen, this called as alpha hydrogen. Alpha hydrogen is not having that much acidity, so hence it cannot detach from this one, and it cannot attach to here. Okay, so what happens actually during this process? During this process, this bond will shift here and this bond will shift here. Okay, this bond will come here, this bond will come here. So what happens? Here it forms H plus. Okay, it forms H plus, and so here this bond will come. So what happens? This bond will form a negative ion on it. Okay, and here it forms a C plus, right? So already this bond, so okay, right. No, it won't form here. So what happens? This H, this is acidic hydrogen. That acidity is due to from H plus ion. So here H plus ion should convert into here. It will join here. It should form. It should join here to form OH. But the thing is, here it is an ester. As it is an ester, what happens? So this hydrogen, it is not having that much acid formation ability. So hence it cannot convert into H plus ion so easily. As it cannot convert into H plus ion so easily, what happens? It cannot convert into it's a tautomeric form enol. So remember that simple esters do not show tautomerism. Okay, next type of open chain tautomerism is higher shift. Higher shift means it may be of two types: 1,5 shift, 1,7 shift. Even 1,9 shift is also present, but we generally don't discuss about this one, so we'll discuss about these two now. Okay, for example, this one carbon, second carbon, third carbon, four carbon, and this is the fifth atom. So there is a double bond between this carbon and this oxygen. Here it is having hydrogen also. Okay, so this is an aldehyde. Okay, and it is in keto form. Aldehyde, keto form. Even aldehyde is also keto form, and ketone is also keto form. So this is keto form. What happens? The hydrogen which is present on this carbon will migrate. It will shift to oxygen. Okay, so hydrogen, so it will move. So this is the first atom, second atom, third atom, fourth atom, and to fifth atom. This hydrogen will move from first atom to fifth atom. So as a result, what happens? So here this bond finally will form between these two. So it will here this bond will convert here. That means this hydrogen will shift here. So here there is no hydrogen between on this carbon. So this bond is shifted to this one. Between carbon and hydrogen there is a bond. Between carbon and hydrogen there is a bond. This bond will shift here. So what are these two are the carbon atoms. Okay. So between these two carbons a new bond is formed. Okay. Now what happens? This hydrogen, it is shifted to oxygen. It forms OH. And between carbon and oxygen there is a double bond. So this double bond will shift here. Okay, finally, so this is called as enol form. Enol. So this is example for 1,3 shift. See here, enol form is more stable than keto form. So in higher shifts, so keto form, enol form is more stable than keto form. Remember that in general, keto forms are more stable than enol form. In general, keto forms are more stable than enol form, because in keto form there is a double bond between carbon and oxygen in keto form, whereas in enol form there is a double bond between carbon atoms. So between carbon and oxygen, if there is a double bond, this is more stronger bond. This is more stronger bond than the double bond between carbon and carbon. So to break this one, it requires more energy. Okay, it requires less energy. So as it requires more energy, so hence it is more stable form. It cannot be broken easily. So hence it is more stable form than this one. In general. But here, in general, keto form should be more stable than enol form. But here in higher shifts, or else under special cases, enol forms are more stable than keto forms. Okay, right. So here in higher shifts, enol forms are more stable than keto forms. In other cases, keto forms are more stable than enol forms. Okay, there are so many other cases where enol forms are more stable than keto forms also. We will learn all those things one by one. Another example for 1,5 shift. It should be nitrogen, hydrogen. See what happens? This hydrogen which is attached to nitrogen will move to oxygen. So first atom, second atom, third atom, fourth atom. This is a carbon. Fourth atom and fifth atom. So as a result of this shift, what happens? This bond will shift to here. Okay, this bond will shift to here. This bond will shift to here. So what happens? It forms OH now. So here only nitrogen is left over and double bond is formed, and this form is shifted to here. Okay, and here this bond is shifted to here. Okay, so here this bond double bond is converted to two single bonds and hydrogen is attached. Okay, here double bond is present. So like this. So here also 1,5 shift is has occurred. So here enol. So in higher shift systems, in higher shifts, Enol forms are more stable. Okay, so like this. Another example for enol form. Instead of nitrogen, if there is hydrogen like this directly, here also carbon, hydrogen. Okay, and what happens? So here this is a compound. So now this hydrogen will shift here. So this is carbon. So now it forms phenol. This is phenol. This is phenol. Already we have seen this one example. So phenol, and the other form is this one. This is anti-aromatic and this is aromatic. Hence it is more stable. Okay, so that is why enol is more stable than keto form in 1,5 shifts, or else in higher shifts enol form is more stable than keto form, right? So what happens? This bond will shift here, this bond will shift here, and this bond will shift here. So that means a bond is formed between oxygen and hydrogen. So this bond is lost. That means this bond is ruptured. Ruptured means broken down between carbon and hydrogen. This bond is broken down, and hydrogen is made to free. Now this hydrogen will move towards oxygen, and finally it forms a phenol. Okay, so these are some of the examples of 1,5 shifts. So now we will learn about examples of 1,7 shifts. Okay, for example, if it is like this, nitroso. Okay, if it is like this, hydrogen. See what happens? This hydrogen which is present on this oxygen will move, it will shift to this oxygen. Okay, so here nitroso will convert into oxides. See here double bond will shift from here to here, double bond will shift. So here double bond will shift from here to here. Okay, now this bond will shift out to outside. So between this carbon and oxygen, so newly a double bond is formed. Okay, so now already this bond is like that only. So here this bond is shifted to here. Okay, right. Now this is carbon. Okay, so it is attached to nitrogen, and this double bond is shifted here. That means between carbon and nitrogen a double bond is formed, and now this hydrogen is shifted to oxygen. So now OH is formed. So that means this is said to be oxime. This is keto oxide. Of course, it is oxide. Oxime form is formed. Okay, this is nitroso form, and this is oxime form. So the name of this compound is quinimono. QUINI, quinimono. So quinimono is oxime form. The name of this compound is 4-nitrosophenol. Actually this is phenol. So if you remove this one, so this is what? This is phenol. So on phenol, this is the first carbon, second, third, fourth carbon. So on fourth carbon nitroso is present. Hence it is 4-nitrosophenol. 4-nitrosophenol is formed. 4-nitrosophenol is converted into oxime form. See already here in general in higher shift, so nitroso is more stable than oxide. Okay, so in lower shift, in 1,3 shifts, oxime is more stable than nitroso, whereas in 1,5 here it is 1,7. Higher shifts, nitroso is more stable than oxime form. Because why? Because here aromaticity is present. Here it is aromatic. So due to the presence of aromatic here in this compound, in this particular compound, it is aromatic compound. This is anti-aromatic. So the ring is having only 4 pi electrons. This ring is having 6 pi electrons. Hence it is more stable. This is less stable. So here, in this example, nitroso is more stable than oxide. What is the reason? Because it is aromatic. It is anti-aromatic. Anti-aromatics are very least stable than non-aromatic, and non-aromatic are less stable than aromatic. Okay, so like this, this is an example for 1,7 shift. 1,7 shift. This is an example for 1,7 shift. Okay, right. Now we will learn. So these are some of the examples of open chain tautomerism. Now we will learn ring chain tautomerism. What is ring chain tautomerism? Ring chain tautomerism. See, generally this ring chain tautomerism, it occurs in sugars. It occurs in sugars. It occurs in sugars. So actually here double bond is used in the formation of ring. Double bond is double bond of the open structure. Double bond of open structure is used to form a ring. Is used to form a ring. Okay, in the formation of ring. Okay, and shifting of hydrogen takes place. See, let us discuss this with an example. This is see, acid group CO OH, acid group COOH, acid group, and this is what, here it is aldehyde group oxa acid, this is called as oxa carboxylic acid. This is oxa because oxa carboxylic acid should be given the first preference, because here this carbon is not the part of the ring, okay, part of the chain. So hence this carbon, we should not call it as oic acid, it should be called as carboxylic acid, and this is the second preference, hence it is oxa. So for aldehydes we have to use oxa. So hence this compound is said to be, such type of compounds are said to be oxa carboxylic acids. See, this oxa carboxylic acid, what happens? So actually there is a two lone pairs of electrons on these oxygen atoms. See what happens? This lone pair here, this lone pair is shifted here. This lone pair is shifted here on this. Okay, now this and this bond will open. This double bond will open to form a bond. Okay, so look here, what happens? This here this oxygen, this lone pair will be donated to this carbon. Okay, so now a new structure is formed like this. So oxygen, so it is attached to carbon directly. Okay, new bond is formed between this oxygen and carbon. Okay, and what happens? See, actually this bond is shifted between these two atoms. This bond is shifted, and this hydrogen will move here. So already this here there is one oxygen, and hydrogen actually it should be present here. So it will move to this oxygen. Okay, and already hydrogen is present. See what is happening in this process. So this double bond is used in the formation of a ring. It is used in the formation of ring. So double bond of open structure is used to form a ring. Okay, so here this is a structure. So here open chain, structure is converted into the open chain structure is converted into ringed structure. Hence such type of tautomerism, and these two exist in dynamic equilibrium. Okay, so this is more stable than this form. So these two exist in dynamic equilibrium, and these two are said to be tautomers, and the open chain is converted into ring structure. Hence it is said to be ring chain. Hence the name ring chain tautomerism is given to such a type of isomerism. Okay, another example we will learn for the ring chain isomerism. This is amide. Okay, this is amide group. Okay, here one hydrogen is replaced by methyl group, methyl CH3 group. Okay, and this is aldehyde. This is aldehyde group. Okay, so what happens here? Here between this nitrogen and this nitrogen and this carbon, so a bond is formed. A bond is formed between carbon and nitrogen. So what happens? Actually, this is a ring. This is a ring. Already this ring is present. This is amide. So between nitrogen and this carbon, a bond is formed. Okay. So now this hydrogen will shift from nitrogen to this oxygen. Okay. So already one hydrogen, this carbon is having one hydrogen and one oxygen. So this hydrogen which is present already on this nitrogen, one methyl group is present and hydrogen is present. So this hydrogen, it will shift towards oxygen and forms as a result of this, what happened? So the open structure is converted into ring-like structure. Okay. So hence this is also another example for ring chain tautomerism. So another example we will see. Another example for ring chain tautomerism. Here two cyanide groups are there on the carbon. Okay, next here again aldehyde group, sorry, here acid group, acid OH, acid group is present. So what happens? This will convert into the less stable form, of this one. Okay. Okay, the less stable form of this one. So the actually here the double bond is shifted here between carbon and oxygen. So between carbon and oxygen, so what happens? So this hydrogen will move to this carbon. Okay, so here between carbon and this oxygen, a double bond is formed. On this carbon, what happens? Two cyanide groups are present. So a cyanide and another cyanide groups are present. Okay. So double bond is it is used up in the formation of a ring. Okay, closed structure. So this hydrogen, it moves to this. Sorry, here between this one, there is one atom is present. Okay. So like this. Oh, sorry. So this carbon, two cyanides are present. So this oxygen is attached to this carbon, not this carbon. So directly this carbon, so this oxygen is attached. This double bond is formed between these two atoms. Okay. That means this one and this one. So this carbon is present outside of the ring. So this is another example for this ring chain tautomerism. Okay. Now let us learn about the last type of tautomerism, valency tautomerism. So this is called as benzene amide carbaldehyde, because benzene and amide. Sorry, not this one. So in the previous example, so that is benzene amide carbaldehyde. Okay, so right. Now the last type of tautomerism is valency tautomerism. valency tautomerism. What is valency tautomerism? See, this is also called as non-prototype or non-proto or non-prototropy type of isomerism. Okay, non-prototropy type of tautomerism. Valency. What is the meaning of valency? Valency means bonds. Valency means number of bonds. Okay, generally here the valency tautomerism. In valency tautomerism, what happens? Double bonds and single bonds are ruptured. Okay, here without any migration of the atoms. For example, let us take another example. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, right. So here this is a compound. So here 3 pi bonds are there. How many pi bonds are? 3 pi bonds are there. See what happens. Valency means bonds. Number of bonds will change. So 3 pi bonds are converted into 2 pi bonds. 3 pi bonds are converted into 2 pi bonds and one sigma bond. See, look here. What happens during this type of tautomerism? So the distance between atoms, distance between the atoms decreases. Between the atoms decreases due to shifting of pi bonds. Due to shifting of pi bonds. See, in valency type of isomerism, here the atoms do not migrate. No atom will migrate. Atoms do not migrate. But in other type of tautomerism, hydrogen atom will migrate. But in this type of tautomerism, atoms do not migrate. So all the atoms, they remain in their position only. See, look here. What happens in this process? So this double bond will shift here. This double bond will shift here, and this double bond will shift here between these two. Actually, between these two carbons, this is a 3 carbon length chain. So what happens? A new bond is formed between these two. So like this. So here this bond is shifted here. This bond is shifted here, and this bond is shifted between these two carbons. Between these two carbons, this bond is formed. New bond is formed. Here what happened? So due to shifting of pi bond, so the distance between the atoms is decreased. Distance between the atoms decreased due to shifting of pi bond. Here no atom is migrated. Atoms do not migrate. That means they do not move, or else they do not shift. Simply only pi bonds will shift. See, 3 pi bonds. Now here, before that in this compound there are 3 pi bonds. But in this compound there are only 2 pi bonds. 2 pi bonds and 1 sigma bond. Okay, 2 pi bonds and 1 sigma bond. It is converted into 3 pi bonds are converted into 2 pi bonds and 1 sigma bond. Okay. Here no atom will migrate, or else no hydrogen. Generally, tautomerism means hydrogen will migrate. So here no hydrogen is migrated. Hence it is said to be non-prototropy type. It is said to be non-prototropy type. Another example for such type of valency tautomerism. See what is happening in this process. Bonds are ruptured. Bonds are ruptured and new bonds are formed. That means one pi bond is ruptured and a sigma bond is formed. So another example, cyclooctatetraene See what happens? This bond will shift here, this bond will shift here, okay, this bond will shift here. Sorry, this bond will shift between these two atoms. Between these two atoms, this bond will shift, a new bond is formed. So like this. Bond is formed here, bond is formed here. Okay, already here there is a bond, and here this pi bond, it is shifted between these two carbon atoms. So like this, a new compound is formed. I may draw this compound like this also. Like this also I may draw. Both are same. Both are same. Okay. It is bicyclic. It is bicyclic. It is monocyclic. Okay. This is called as cyclooctatetraene. COT. Cyclooctatetraene. Cyclooctatetraene. Tetraene. Ene means double bond. Tetraene means 4 double bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 double bonds are there. Cycloocta. Cyclo means cyclic form. Octa means 8 carbons. So cyclooctatetraene, it is converted into bicyclic compound. So like this. Right. Another example for this valency type of tautomerism. This is called as oxypin. So what happens here? This bond will migrate here. This bond will migrate here, and this bond will migrate here. That means between these two carbons, this carbon and this carbon. So what happens? A bond is formed, newly formed bond is present. It is a bond is formed newly. So here a bond, here a bond. So this is the bond. Okay, this is called as benzene oxide. Benzene oxide. So like this. So these two are said to be valency tautomers to each other. So oxypin is valency tautomer to benzene oxide. So like this. Okay. Right. So now there is another tautomerism, a special type of tautomerism known as pseudotropism. 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 What is pseudotropism? See, this is a phenomenon in those cases where there is possibility of 2 or more tautomeric forms, but actually only one form exists. For example, so this is what, this is keto form. This is keto form, but it is keto form means like this. it is what, anti-aromatic. It will convert into immediately, it will convert into this one, it will convert into what, see, this bond will shift here, then hydrogen will move here. Okay, hydrogen will move here, so to form what, to form phenol. So now, so this compound immediately convert into this one, because this is anti-aromatic, very least stable or else unstable, or else least stable. It is immediately converted into the most stable form, aromatic form. So what happens, so it does not exist, I mean it immediately converted into this one, and this form will again it never form again. So generally what happens in this process, this is special type of phenomenon in which where there is a possibility of two or more tautomeric forms. Actually this tautomeric form also should form, but as it is highly unstable, so it does not form. So there is a possibility of formation of this one also, but even there is a possibility of formation of this one, because shifting because this hydrogen, if it shift to here, this bond will shift here, and it form, these two should exist in equilibrium. But even there is a chance of formation of this compound, but this compound does not form. Why it does not form? Because it is anti-aromatic, it is highly unstable. So hence what happened, this is more stable form. So more stable form does not it never likes to convert into highly unstable form. So what happens, that compound will remain in this form only. Though there is a chance of formation of tautomeric form, but still only one type of compound exists, okay, and the other type of compound does not exist in that liquid. Such a type of tautomerism is said to be pseudotropism. So pseudotropism is, see, this phenomenon, this phenomenon is used in those cases where there is possibility of two or more tautomeric forms, but actually only one form exists. Only one form exists. Such a type of tautomerism is said to be pseudotropism. So here only phenol form will exist, and this keto form does not exist. Okay, so like this, these are several types of isomerism, classification of isomerism. Okay, right. So we will learn the some more details about tautomerism, ketoenol tautomerism. So most important topic regarding competitive exams. Okay, right.